We live in a world obsessed with smartness. We celebrate the polymaths, the tech moguls, and the Mesa members as if their cognitive speed is a measure of their human worth. We have turned IQ into a secular divinity, but there is a massive segment of the population, millions of people, who navigate life with an IQ that falls below the statistics average. Society often treats low IQ as a punchline, a failure, or a lack of effort. We assume they just aren't trying or don't care. But from a psychological perspective, it's far more nuanced than a simple lack of data. It's not about being broken. It's about a fundamentally different way of filtering, storing, and reacting to the world around us. Imagine trying to navigate a city in a language you only half understand, and everyone else is running while you are forced to walk. Before we understand the psychology, we have to clarify the numbers. While an IQ below 70 often indicates a clinical intellectual disability requiring significant support, there is a vast gray zone known as low average, or a borderline intellectual functioning. This typically covers the range between 70 and 85. People in this range are the forgotten middle. They are not necessarily disabled in the traditional sense. They are not eligible for most state-funded support services. They hold jobs, they pay taxes, they raise families, and they participate in our democracy. However, their psychological experience of reality is distinct and often difficult. They are not just slower. They are often using difficult mental tools to solve the same problems we all face. While a high IQ person might use logic to solve a social conflict, a lower IQ person might rely on tradition or mimicry. Understanding this is not about pity. It's about true cognitive empathy. It's recognizing that their mental hardware has different set of specifications. Psychologically, the biggest differentiator between high and low IQ are the capacity for love, its processing speed and working memory capacity. Think of your brain like a computer's RAM. A high IQ brain has 128 gigabytes of RAM. It can keep 20 browser tabs open, stream 4K video, and run a complex code compilation in the background all at once without a single stutter. A brain with a lower IQ might only have a 4 gigabytes. It can do everything the other's computer do, but it can only do in one tab at a time. This leads to what psychologists call cognitive overload, when a person with a lower IQ is given a multi-step instruction like go to the store, get milk but only if it's organic, then stop by the pharmacy for your dad's meds, and don't forget to call your sister about the weekend. Their mental RAM fills up by the third item. The system doesn't just slow down, it crashes. They forget the pharmacy, they get the wrong milk, and the sister never gets the call. This is not a lack of discipline. It's a physical limit of the active workspace of the mind. Why does this happen? Neuroscience points toward white matter integrity and myelination. Myelin is the body insulation around our neutrons that allows electric signal to travel quickly. In high IQ brains, this insulation is often thicker and more efficient. In a lower IQ brain, the signals literally take longer to travel from a point A to point B. This means that by the time the person with the lower IQ has processed the first half of your sentence, you've already finished the third. They are constantly playing catch up in a conversation. The psychological result is a social lag. They might laugh at a joke 5 seconds after everyone else, or they might seem quiet or reserved, when in reality, they are just trying to decode the massive influx of data hitting their senses. Over time, this creates a psychological reflex to stay silent to avoid showing that they are behind. Perhaps, the most defining psychological marker here is the preference of concrete thinking over abstract reasoning. Abstract concepts require the brain to manipulate invisible variables idea that don't have a physical form. Concepts like investing for 30 years, systemic injustice, or hypothetical ethics require you to hold 2 or 3 conflict ideas in your head simultaneously. For those with lower IQs, the brain prefers the tangible. They excel in the here and now. If you show them a wrench, they see a tool to tighten a bolt. They don't necessarily see a symbol of the working class or industrialization. This literalism makes them incredibly reliable in many hands-on, repetitive, or physical tasks. They are the builders, the cleaners, and the maintainers of our physical world. But this same literalism makes social navigation of minefield. Metaphors are the nightmare of this cognitive profile. When someone says, "the ball is in your court," a high IQ person processes the meaning of responsibility instantly. Someone with a lower IQ might feel a split second of genuine confusion looking for a physical ball. Their world is made of bricks, wood, and a skin, not symbols and shadows. Because of this concrete preference, social nuance like sarcasm, irony, or reading between the lines can feel like an invisible wall. Much of human communication in subtext, we say one thing but mean another. To a lower IQ individual, this feels like everyone else is in on a secret code they were not given. They might take a sarcastic insult as a literal compliment or a gentle suggestion as a harsh command. Psychologically, this leads to a social paranoia. When you know you're missing the subtext, you start to wonder if people are laughing at you rather than with you. You become hyper-vigilant. You start looking for cues that you made a mistake, which paradoxically uses up even more of your limited RAM, making you more likely to make a mistake. It's a vicious psychological cycle. There's a psychological phenomenon called the Flynn effect, which show IQ scores rising globally throughout the 20th century as nutrition and education improved. But recently, we've seen a mismatch that is far more dangerous. The demand for high IQ has exploded. In 1950, you could have an IQ of 80 and have a clear, respected, and successful path. You could work an assembly line, follow a set of physical instructions, and retire with a pension. The world was built for concrete thinkers. Today, even a simple job has been intellectualized. A delivery driver does not just drive. They must navigate a complex GPS app, manage digital manifests, and troubleshoot software errors on the fly. We have added a cognitive tax to every aspect of human life, from taxes to healthcare portals to social media settings. The psychological consequence is a permanent state of cognitive marginalization. When the minimum requirements for basic survival rise above your natural processing speed, you don't feel slow, you feel obsolete. You feel like a legacy device trying to run a modem operating system.